Will we discuss the 144,000? And if I was one of them, find out on today's podcast.
Nice.
I don't know if you like me. You took me from a place in the world where the light seems dim. But you ignore me despite me. Still I take my chances even though that they might seem slim. You throw me into the deep end with no other reason than to see if I can swim.
Welcome to the Two EXES podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is David.
And my name's Ben.
And we are two exes because I was once an ex, or no, I guess I am a current ex-Jehovah's Witness.
And I'm currently an ex-Latter-day Saint. You know, the Mormons.
The Mormons, yes. And we are married and we've been together for a few years now. And we are here to talk about our life in religion, our life in those two religions specifically.
And to see where some of our paths crossed and where they varied based off of our coming out experiences and the ways that we have been a part of and left our belief systems.
The way our family reacted, we're going to talk about everything. So we are not going to talk about the 144,000 people that go to heaven after Armageddon, but we are going to talk about specific questions that we have been asked by our very first official listeners. Yeah,
so thank you so much.
Got some love and some comments, and she asked some really good questions. So we will be discussing those. We'll have two bonus questions of our own for each other.
Yeah, these go deep, and this really addresses a lot of the specifics of the religion, our feelings and experience now. And I think that it gets to maybe a more controversial place than some of our last discussions.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. In fact, it got a little too real. I'm a little nervous about how deep we went.
Well,
me specifically. Like, it makes me concerned for my family.
All of it is said with nothing but the best intent toward anyone who is in or out of these religions or any other belief system, because you know what? It should be up to you to decide. So these are our thoughts, and we're going to discuss those in more depth during our Cocktails and Confessions.
Cocktails and Confessions, yeah. So stay tuned for that. We always want to thank Ethan Jennings for providing the music for us. So check out his music on any platform that you use to listen to music to. Maybe you could buy a CD. I don't know if he has CDs.
Yeah, and if it's... So, thanks, Ethan. We love your music. Go ahead and give it a listen as we prep for our Cocktails and Confessions.
Yeah, so everyone stay with us. Today's show is going to be brought to you by, I'd say...
No strips.
Oh, you know what I want it to be brought to you by? When people ask the end, this is a PSA announcement. Stop asking gay couples which one's the girl.
Please.
Unless it's okay for us to ask straight couples the same thing.
Because we'd be
and we're not
surprised
talking
by the
sexually,
answers.
Right? Yeah. Anyways, so stay with us. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
I don't know if you like me.
For now.
You took me from a place in the world where the light seems dim. But you ignore me despite me. Still I take my chances even though that they might seem slim. You throw me into the deep end with no other reason than to see if I can swim.
Welcome back to Cocktails and Confessions. We are here to answer 5 questions today.
Yeah, it's only 5.
3 of them come from a listener. We have a listener.
For the very first time. So Thank you, anonymous listener, for the inspiration and for listening.
Our biggest fan. Just kidding. I can't declare that. So our only fan. Only
Finally,
fans.
we did it.
We're doing it.
It's happening. Our shirts are off.
Oh, I'm doing the pantsless. I'm doing the Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, dang it.
I feel like it makes more money, I'm sure. That's what I would like to see.
All right, my shirt's back on.
Just dudes Winnie the Pooh in it at home.
Yep, we're pooing it at home.
So we got some questions to ask each other, but first, Cocktails and Confessions is sponsored by our cocktail of the week, which is...
a delicious gin Negroni.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
Is every Negroni a gin Negroni?
Yeah, Ben is a gin guy, but we're not a gin family. I don't normally drink gin. But I do love an Aperol, Negroni, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I love that medicine-y flavor. It's part of my old man repertoire.
His repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Gin for me.
Does saying repertoire make me more gay or old?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Yeah, it's gin for me. Morning, noon, and night.
Yeah, gin. Ben's a gin guy.
All day, every day.
Jen's a bin guy. Okay, so 3 questions come from our listener. And I think we should start with those, if you're okay with that.
I think that's a great idea.
Oh, and I'd like the listeners, you know what, if you just want to play along with us, like every time you hear that little jingle jangle of our cocktail, maybe you have a shot. Let's see if you can make it through this.
Every time you hear a jingle, take a shot.
Well, we're not going to do it on purpose.
That is called the Two EXES drinking game.
Yeah, welcome. It'll be in your homes this Christmas.
And it quickly becomes a triple X drinking game.
Patent pending, patent pending, patent pending. Anyways, so.
Shots.
Shots. First question. Give a high-level discussion of each church. So, like, mine is the Jehovah's Witness Church.
And then mine is the Mormon Church.
We don't say church, by the way. Anyways. High-level comparison to mainstream religion. So I would assume, like, Catholicism.
Comparing it
Baptist.
to the other religions that people around us growing up.
Some of the more popular ones. Well, not me. Because I grew up in Utah, so... There was no, I mean, it was a diverse neighborhood for us. There was a Catholic, so we weren't the only non-Mormons. But in Utah, every neighborhood in most of the valley is just Mormons.
Absolutely. Throngs upon throngs of Mormons. So what did you think or say when conversation came up about why your church was different?
Oh, well, I don't know if everyone knows, like, the big differences of our church. Like, we don't celebrate holidays. We don't celebrate birthdays. We do celebrate anniversaries for weddings, so that's weird. But anyways, so like major holidays we don't celebrate. So I was always embarrassed when people asked me what my religion was, because then they would make fun of me for being a witness.
Well, when everyone around you is a Mormon, it makes sense about the numbers. But Mormons aren't supposed to tear people down about their religion.
Not, but kids are kids. But also, if your kids are jerks, that's probably because their parents are jerks. But it reminds me of a story where I was in first grade, I think, and all the kids were talking about, well, what religion are you? What religion are you? And they were all Mormon. I don't know why they were asking. So then when it got to me, I said, I'm a Christian, because I didn't really want to get into it.
Which was true.
Which was true. I was a Christian. But the kids were like, that's everyone. You can't say Christian. And then so I had to say what I was, a Jehovah's Witness, which... Let me just make sure everyone knows. They are not Jehovah Witnesses. That's rude. They are Jehovah's...
Possessive.
Apostrophe S. Witnesses. Witnesses of Jehovah. So don't stop calling them Jehovah Witness. One, you sound stupid. And two, it's rude.
Well...
Anyways, was that high level enough? Oh, no. And then we didn't do politics. So that's probably the biggest difference. Especially from us and the Mormons. So not just regular... Christian churches. Like, we didn't do politics, and I don't think there's a church in America who doesn't vote or participate in politics.
Or at least have some aligned political party or belief system.
Yeah.
I mean...
Because I would say they probably do have affinities for certain political parties. They would never admit that.
Of course, and it goes without saying that...
sorry, go ahead.
It goes without saying that the conservative mindset is oftentimes aligned with, at least in the U.S., Christendom.
Yeah. But the witnesses, I will say, because they actually believe in Jesus and follow him, they worry about the poor and they worry about the hungry. And so if that lets you know...
That's because Jehovah's Witnesses are the poor and the hungry. They tell you, don't go to college, work these humble jobs.
And then help others, too.
Yeah.
Because you can't take it with you.
Helping others to find that earthly hope, too.
You can't take it with you. That is actually in the Bible.
But when you come back to earth, you can build it again.
Yeah, so
anyways. And again.
Well, what about you?
Well,
what do you think the biggest comparisons are between Mormonism and mainstream Christianity?
Well, I think if we're looking more at comparison and lifestyle and things like that, versus the doctrine that we would whip out and say, this is what sets us apart, this is why we exclusively know the truth, which I know witnesses also have. Well, there are these doctrines and these facts about what's actually happening, what's already happened.
Right.
For Mormons, it's about the restoration of the gospel. And we, I'm going to keep slipping and saying, we believe. So I'm going to use the we, even though I don't identify with this belief system.
It was a we for a long time, though.
Totally. It's built in. It's we believe that through the atonement of Christ, all mankind are saved by obedience to the laws and ordinances of the gospel. That's one of the song 13 Articles of Faith.
It's not really a bop.
Well, I mean, you have to hear it.
It's more of a feely one, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Some of them are definitely bigger bops among the 13. Yeah. So the restoration of the gospel basically is saying we believe that Joseph Smith was the first modern day prophet when he found these gold plates buried beneath the hill next to his house, and over a series of years was visited by an angel after initially being visited by Heavenly Father and Jesus Christ, two separate individuals, which is also a core belief of Mormonism.
Let me just clarify.
Please.
First prophet because ancient Jews built boats and sailed to America.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lyric to a great song somewhere.
You just put it to music and I'll remember it.
Exactly. And those Jerusalemites, those immigrants from Jerusalem.
Whoa. Okay, that just blew my mind. Anyways, those immigrants from Israel
documented their history about the true gospel of Christ in the Americas.
Yeah.
And according to Mormon belief, Jesus came to the Americas after he hung on the cross. I think it was during the 3 days before he returned his body back to the tomb that he was buried in. Right. So I'm pretty sure that was the 3-day period in the Bible that Jesus was gone, that he was visiting.
Was he here
the
for
Nephites
all 3
and the
days?
Lamanites.
Or was he like, it's been a long 3 years of my ministry and I just need a day off? Or do you think he spent all 3 days with the Jews over here?
You know, it's not a question I think anyone really knows the answer to, because it's
I hope he got a day off. He'd been through a lot.
I think you only get a day off every 7 days, though.
Yeah. Was it 3 years? A 3-year ministry?
Of Jesus before he died?
Yeah.
Trust the witnesses to know that kind of biblical fact.
So, sorry,
he started at 30?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was a late bloomer. Never married.
Oh. Well, according to the Bible, he wasn't the best looking dude, right?
What?
Right? Doesn't it say something about he's not going to make your heart beat?
I think the only one it says is
flush.
ugly is Paul, the Apostle Paul. Because it or at least he admits he's bald. So
and bald like equals ugly in the Bible. That's what we need to bring to those hardcore Christian rights. Is like, the Bible says that being bald is ugly.
Being bald is a blessing.
Oh, is it a blessing?
Well, it's a money savings thing.
And you can't make fun of bald people, otherwise the she-bears will get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that is interesting, though, that he convinced 15 million people on Earth that Jesus visited the Jews in America for 3 days on a vacation.
Yeah. Well, it's easy to believe that when you see it in the modern-day prophet system, which is another system within the Latter-day Saint religion that continues to change and evolve with the time. So as new apostles and prophets and
they just keep adding to them, don't they?
And they're all seers and revelators.
Seers but isn't everyone? Can't anyone
see can
a vision
actually talk to God? But no one who's seeing visions now, which plenty of people claim to in the church, are ever recognized on a church-wide scale.
That was that woman that killed her kids. Like, their whole thing was about the visions that God had told them about zombie people. Anyways.
Well, that is not making general conference.
Yeah. One thing that really came to my mind when I thought about this is Jesus coming. Jesus is coming. You see, like, all over the South, Jesus is coming
like the end is coming, basically.
Well, no, like it's like Jesus is going to return, right, for Armageddon. Mm-hmm. And that's when Armageddon will happen. Mm-hmm. God's war in heaven. Well, that's what we believe. So anyways, witnesses believe that Jesus already came. So like that second coming that everyone's been waiting for, they point to a time when his presence was felt on earth when he cast Satan out of heaven. And now Satan is the ruler of the world. It says it in the Bible. Look it up. Look it up, people.
It makes perfect sense.
What? Well, I mean, I don't know. It made sense to me growing up, but that's a huge deviation from mainstream Christianity, even from Mormonism.
Oh, totally.
Because, I mean, their church is called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day.
These are the last days.
Yeah.
that's such a focal point for so many Christian, maybe other religions, is get ready because the end is coming, and it's been coming a long time.
Well, even the witnesses were like that. So it's like Jesus cast Satan out of heaven, right? So that's why the world's been in turmoil since 1914, because that's the year it happened, October 1914.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was when his presence was felt. So he's already back.
And some people have witnessed that.
Yes.
Or continue to witness that.
Well, and then it's just a short time more. Is that what the Bible says? In just a little more time.
Maybe.
Wickedness will be no more. And
so
that's when Armageddon will start.
Did witnesses see him in 1914 or claim to?
No. Because they think the translation of the Bible that talks about him, basically a physical return of Jesus, is incorrect.
Oh.
They think the Greek for it denotes more of a presence. So it's just, it's like wait till your dad gets home, and it's just like that, the presence of that. That's all you need to know that. I think, is that a good way of explaining it? I don't know.
So he came, left, and now it's Satan's earth.
Well, Satan has been cast out of heaven with his demons, and they are now roaming the earth, and Satan is the ruler of the world. And when I say world, I mean earth, yeah.
No
and
wonder.
Its citizens, yes.
Yeah, no wonder it was so scary for you to think about demonism, because this is the time where they are surrounding you more than ever before in history.
Right, and these demons were former angels that decided to turn and rebel against God. So it's like okay, let me clarify. So they enjoy, let me see how I can put this.
The demons enjoy, hang on, so they're happy to be down here.
Yes, because the reason they're no longer angels, it's assumed, is because of the debauchery that they enjoyed. So they like seeing gay people have sex, and they like to see fornication.
Yeah, they like to have coffee and drink alcohol.
And watch porn.
Yeah.
So yeah. Actually, we really believe that. And that's why, if you watch those things or do those things, you're inviting them into your home, because you're giving them the show that they want.
Exactly. Can I jump off of that? Because it's fascinating that you get to make a very specific list of all of the things that are going to invite demons into your home. And the doctrine is so different for Mormonism, because drinking coffee and partaking of alcohol, anything in the word of wisdom, smoking tobacco, hot drinks, that basically said the same thing. You are allowing Satan into your heart. And witnesses didn't think that about any of a lot of the same word of wisdom, like no smoking, that lets demons in or something.
Oh, no.
For both of our religions.
No, not for us. Smoking's just bad for your health.
Oh.
And because our bodies are like a gift from God, it's like, why would you do anything that would hurt something that was a gift?
Okay, so no demons with smoking, but equally not allowed.
Well, not cigarette smoking. If you smoke marijuana like it's cigarette, then maybe.
Okay. And you definitely don't let demons into your body if you drink in the witness community.
No, because, Jesus loved wine. That was his first miracle, turning water into wine.
What a guy.
And a really good Johnny Cash song.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's what it's called, but look it up.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I feel like we've discussed the high-level comparison of our religions.
I mean, we could really, really get into
the
weeds and go into the Trinity, which neither of our religions believed in the Trinity, which is probably one of the biggest similarities there is, right?
Yeah, that they're three separate individuals, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost.
Yeah, so, but other than that, I think we've covered on a high level. So I think we should move on to the next question from our listener.
Thank you, listener.
So the next question they ask is the timeline of recognizing when you were gay and how the realization changed how you felt about the information that you were listening to each week in church. Is that right?
The timeline of recognition.
Okay, yeah, so I'll go first.
Please.
Because I started way later than Ben. So I didn't even recognize that I could be gay. I mean, I knew I was gay, but I didn't want to acknowledge it. I finally acknowledged it when I was like 38. Yeah. And then I didn't really let it sink in until I was 39. So even a year later when I met Ben.
Yeah.
So once I recognized it. It was so hard to sit there and listen to people talking about the choice of being gay and the gay lifestyle and how it's all promiscuous people and drugs and it was very hard to sit there and listen and then try to justify their homophobia by saying, well, we don't allow premarital sex for anyone, gay or straight. So see, you just have to keep it in your pants if you want to be okay.
But for people that are never allowed to even consider that side of how they were born, those feelings that they have, it's not the same ask once people come to terms with that. But you had it buried under so many layers for all of your life.
Oh, yeah. It was way too much to acknowledge. But it did hurt even when I wouldn't have admitted it to myself. I did not like hearing the homophobic slurs and hateful speech about gay people.
It's nasty.
It is. It always made me really uncomfortable. And it almost was like, oh no, do people know? Does anyone know they're saying this? And it's like, is there clues now?
I feel ashamed because someone must see that.
Yeah, they're seeing it in me. So,
That's so sad.
No, I mean, yeah, it is. But then when you don't know any better, like I didn't know that it was homophobic. We were being helpful. We were trying to help these people.
Well, and also just the fact that you came to terms with your sexuality at a later point in life than I think is going to be the average from now moving 100%. Forward.
Maybe not, though. I don't know. There's a lot of people in religion right now, not necessarily just witnesses or Mormons, who are not coming out because their family will probably disown them.
Yeah, it's a real fear in a lot of communities and families.
I mean, there is a charity in our area called Encircle, and it's a really good charity. And I think their focus is for kids, minors, come out of the closet and their families kick them out. So this place kind of gives them a place to live, I think.
Or you have a safe place to get away if you need space just to figure out who you are.
Well,
like a lot of supportive parents allowing or encouraging their kids to look at some of these communities like Encircle.
Yeah.
And this isn't an advertisement for that community.
We got way off topic.
I'm
sorry to bring that up. So, how about you?
Really different because coming to terms with
your SSA.
With my SSA, same-sex attraction.
You'll have to one day talk about your therapy sessions once you came out to your parents and how that went.
Oh, yeah.
Not necessarily now, but it's a really good story.
The Mormon run therapy sessions?
Yes. And it was basically, what do they call it? Conversion therapy?
It never approached what I understand conversion therapy to mean now.
Yeah.
But it was very cringe.
It was definitely conversion therapy light.
Light.
Kinder,
LITE.
Yeah, for kinder, yeah. Okay.
Exactly. But the timeline of recognizing that I'm gay started young, but there was never any acknowledgement. I wasn't able to say the words, I have same-sex attraction, until I was 17. In fact,
which to me blows my mind.
Now,
there was no way I could have admitted that to myself at that point.
It felt like it was a long time coming because I'd wanted to address these feelings since I was about 12.
Yeah.
And that was the time that I got the Aaronic priesthood, which is another element of Mormonism.
Can I just say, he didn't say ironic priesthood. Aaronic, right?
Correct. AA.
Okay. AA.
The priesthood of Aaron, an angel that came back.
Maybe people don't know what that is. Like for us, it's second nature, but.
Oh, it's true. Yes.
So explain what that is.
So, I don't.
What does it mean? Like you're 12. You're basically 12.
It's basically.
And now you're a priest.
The holy priesthood, light, LITE.
Okay.
Because if you are a good Mormon boy, only men can hold the priesthood. You are eligible to receive the Aaronic, AARON.
At a certain age.
At 12.
And then what does it give you? Like what?
It basically gives you
privileges?
It gives you the power to speak for God in certain places, like
it's a lot of power.
Yeah, conducting baptisms for the dead. Temple work is a huge part of Mormonism that sets it apart.
Girls do baptism for the dead?
True, you don't need the priesthood for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so girls can get baptized for the dead as well, and that's done.
Sorry, I didn't mean to correct you. I was just curious because I knew that, like at 12, and this is a Utah thing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They take like all the kids from the ward.
Oh yeah.
To do temple work, just baptisms.
Baptisms.
Right? Yeah.
You can also be, you can receive blessings for the dead. But what the priesthood really gives Aaronic priesthood holders is the ability to bless the sacrament, which is taken weekly. I should have discussed this in the first prompt. Sorry, listener, but you get to hear it here. Yeah. These are specifics about Mormonism that sets it apart.
And how this relates. So I'm excited to hear what you're going to say.
So the sacrament is something that's taken weekly by Mormons who are renewing their baptismal covenant with the Lord.
It's different.
You can get baptized at 8 and then take a piece of typically bread and a little bit of water that's been blessed to represent the body and blood of Christ. And that renews your covenant and helps you to stay connected and keep the gift of the Holy Ghost that you earn at baptism.
Can I ask, this is way off topic, and you will probably not know the answer.
Okay,
but those little
probably won't.
Plastic cups that they serve everything in, do they buy those from the church? Are they getting them from Costco? Like, do they come with 1,000 lids that are supposed to be on them? Like the ones you get at fast food
It's
with
not
fry sauce?
very environmentally conscious.
No, and I mean, aside from that, I just wonder, like, the supply chain. Who's making money
It's definitely
selling those to the church?
specific to the Latter-day Saint organization. They are certainly producing those.
You lived in Maryland, and it was the same thing.
Yeah, they were sent to us in boxes.
So it must come from the church then.
Yeah, and I have to say, filling up the water, way easier than pulling all that bread apart as the sacrament song is going during the meeting. Everyone watches as these priests, 16 to 18-year-old boys, they're the only ones who can bless the sacrament, are standing up and in front of the congregation breaking apart these slices of bread on trays so that everyone can just pick up their piece and choose whether or not they want to take the sacrament.
Either of the boys, when I saw a sacrament, washed their hands or wore gloves.
Well,
we didn't see them wash their hands, but I don't know how people trust that.
Well, that's actually a really important point with the back to this prompt.
Oh, yeah.
The timeline for coming out.
Welcome back to prompt number 2.
Exactly. So the way that it impacted my belief and reception of Mormon doctrine was I felt some kind of something that I knew was wrong, and I was taught very early that any kind of physical association between hand and genitals was one, masturbation, even light touching. So
you thought every time you scratched your balls, you were masturbating.
Yeah, and I felt horrible about it up until I was 17.
When you actually learned what it was.
Exactly, from a library book. TMI maybe, but that was a big...
You are giving the Utah legislature a reason to ban
and
to shut down libraries.
I'll
tell you this, with the internet, whatever. Good luck.
Good
luck banning books, but good luck. It's like, geez, these people.
Yeah, so, I mean, that had such a major impact on that is a really big part of the tension and repression that I felt was anything that was remotely physically stimulating to look at, to think, to anything was blocked out. I was trying to be full chastity mode.
Because you realized you were gay.
Especially because it was driven by so much shame that I didn't ever explore beyond the physical feeling.
Right.
And so, when it came to the sacrament, for instance, like looking at 16-year-old boys who I'm basically supposed to be close friends with, that we're working together, doing the Lord's work together, and thinking, God, I'll bet none of them masturbate because I would feel so bad breaking that bread apart knowing that my hands are dirty.
That breaks my heart because now you know they were all masturbating.
Now I know they were probably all real masturbating.
I don't know. Okay, well, that's a whole other subject about the shame around masturbation. But I think it's such a controlling thing. But anyways, that's so funny that you didn't think that. Because you thought they were doing what they were supposed to do.
I assumed that I was in big trouble. It felt like I was in big trouble all the time.
And you wrongfully thought you were masturbating. So, of course, you were, like, so shamed.
Exactly.
When the irony is those boys were probably actually masturbating and sleeping just fine with their choices.
Probably. But then the timeline, of course, to coming to terms with that when I was 17 on that trip back to Maryland after moving to Utah.
Mm-hmm. When your ex-girlfriend kissed you.
Exactly. Kissed me at the end of the dock. I confessed about my SSA. Mm-hmm. She told me I was ruining her life. And she was 18, right? Yeah, she was older than I was.
Her life.
18. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is the boyfriend who never kissed her before, held her hand, or anything.
The perfect boyfriend.
I was very polite.
You were a gentleman.
a good young gentleman. Yes.
Yeah.
I tried to
A
be.
polite young boy.
Very polite,
Yeah.
always. That was a big reason that it was so
And
easy.
you were so funny and cute. And
Oh.
she probably was like, oh, he won't kiss me now because he respects me too much.
Oh, and there was a real fear there. She was one of my Taekwondo instructors, a black belt, and she'd given me a bloody lip before we started
didn't realize
dating.
that.
It was swollen for a week.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, black and blue.
Wow.
Yeah, she was hardcore. Anyway, maybe we'll talk about ex-girlfriends some other time. But just to wrap up this prompt, early on, it made me want to do nothing more than obey and believe anything I heard, because it's a big deal for Mormons to accept that all of it's true, because if all of it isn't true, then none of it's true.
Right.
So I just chose to go all in, and by the time we moved to Utah, maybe I was looking at it as a chance to break free of the person that I was, and of course that secretly meant, I need to address whatever this is and do something about it.
Yeah, but how did it feel sitting in church, knowing that?
It was pretty easy.
Yeah,
it
because
didn't.
Mormon church is very different, huh?
You know that going to the Mormon church, if you can just buy into the dogma in general and the feel, the vibe, you're gonna do just fine.
Yeah, no, I remember one of my old coworkers telling me about a talk he wrote, and he based it off of, he talked about a TV show, like, and I'm like, you could just
Classic.
talk about whatever you want, apparently.
Oh, there were multiple talks that had no scriptural references, period, anywhere.
Man, so people are just up there
Opening their hearts.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Opening their hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Okay, and our final question from our listener is, when you're sitting at church, you're reading whatever documents you're reading, like, what did you never believe and what did you get behind? Something you did believe.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, the information that we were really sold and bought in on versus, that's not as much for me.
And I have one that maybe will help you remember another one.
Yeah. What is it?
So when I first started dating Ben, because I had been raised to believe that God created the earth. So their witnesses are not creationists, because creationists are very different people, but we believe that God created the earth. And so Ben had left the church by the time I met him. He was an evolved young man, a college boy.
Pun intended, evolved.
Yeah, evolved. And I remember trying to convince him that, no, creation is real. Like, God created the earth.
That was such an awkward walk.
I know. Well, and then I'm like, I believed it, though. And you were sweet enough not to, like, criticize me, because I don't know if I would have been that sweet if Ben said something crazy to me. But,
No.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, somebody had to, the Big Bang was God's tool to create the universe, and then he molded it from there with his master helper, Jesus.
Aw.
Yeah.
What an
And that just
important
made
job.
perfect sense.
I would argue that Mormons probably think the same thing, because they are maybe not creationists.
Yeah,
I don't know what that
creationists
entails.
are like Christians, mostly probably Baptist, Southern Baptist, and they literally believe the earth was created in 6 days.
Literal
6 days. So they believe the universe is only 6,000 years old, and that's why dinosaurs can't exist. And that's why it's a Jewish conspiracy.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, that makes more sense to them.
Wow.
That Jews would go planting dinosaur bones around the earth.
Well, it was interesting getting to talk to you about creationism,
Yeah.
because you were very sold on the version of it that witnesses believe.
Yeah.
So that's something.
And I liked it.
And what else were you on board with that just made sense that you liked?
You know what? The holiday thing, I think they got it down. Holidays are ridiculous. They're just a money grab for a company.
So
Like, they don't mean
commercialized.
anything. And the families that use it as an excuse to get together, I just think you're not trying hard enough. Like, you could get together with your family anytime. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, why do you have to do it on a day and give gifts? And it's so stressful. And yeah, so I would say they have that right.
You have taught me to appreciate the opportunities to get together with my family in between birthdays and holidays a lot more. And I feel like it's been really good for us just to put in an effort to make sure that we're seeing each other regularly.
Yeah. No, I will say this. That's one line I wouldn't cross, which is crazy, because I was doing all kinds of gay sex stuff
all kinds. It was pretty vanilla, David.
Yeah, it's still, we're very happy with our life. Anyways, so going back to this, I told Ben, I'm not celebrating holidays with your family. Like, and there was a few times that his mom like invited us over and Ben didn't know. There was a few times when Ben's family invited us over.
There had been a birthday that had recently passed. And it wasn't discussed.
And it happened again another time, and it doesn't matter.
Well, if a birthday cake comes out for, I'll say, I almost wanted to say for a normal person, but for a non-witness, everyone's Christian.
Say what you mean.
For a normal person, when a birthday cake...
A normal Christian.
For a normal Christian. When a birthday cake comes out and everyone starts singing the same song, it's not going to be something that, your stomach drops and you don't know how to get out of there. So it's such an instinctual... You were never around that, not once.
No.
You probably saw it in movies and got to get... taught this is why this is wrong.
Yeah, and there was a point in my life when I saw the kids at the McDonald's having their birthday party, and I'm like, oh, look at that cake, which I'm sure was not good cake.
If they're eating it at a McDonald's, it's probably
provided by
subpar.
McDonald's.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, so I'm still on board with that. Back to just what I was saying about the holidays is, I had such a hard line in the sand on that, and I told Ben that I will never see your family if you don't start planning some other times to get together. Mm-hmm. Just going back to what you were saying. That's why I did it.
It's been great. I'm grateful for it.
It's been great to be around your family.
And it is, actually, yeah. And it's been refreshing to look at the commercialized nature of holidays and celebrations and just, I don't know, it gets old really quick when every year you expect to see the same thing. And people are so different. I think more people are realizing that holidays get to be whatever you want to celebrate.
So. Yeah. One other thing I think they have right is politics. I don't think religious people should be political. I don't think you should vote. If you truly believe that Jesus is under control of your future, then you shouldn't worry so much about what happens day to day. Leave the politics to the educated people. Get the scientists.
Yeah.
Let them help us to not all die from a mass plague that you would just try to pray out of. Whoa, was that too political?
I don't think that was political enough.
Okay.
The stakes are really high, and either if you're involved politically, you can't be told by your religion what to vote for. And if your religion is telling you to obey the laws and ordinances of the land, like the Mormons believe, it's one of the 13 articles of faith, then why hold back on saying these are the correct leaders and laws that we should be following? You must vote for this exact thing.
It's so weird, isn't it?
But because of the legal system and the separation of church and state, which, doesn't technically exist somewhere.
No, it doesn't exist at all, let's be honest.
But to remain tax exempt, having a separation of church and state benefits the parties that these religions are supporting.
And the businesses that these churches are.
And the businesses they're
that's
supporting.
Another thing that witnesses believe is when the UN takes over the world, which will start the Great Tribulation and then Armageddon.
That's the end.
Well, they're going to ban all religion.
Oh, of course they would, because the UN is wanting to control everyone's lives as communists or something.
Yeah. But really,
bullshit.
The UN doesn't have to wait. Let's just tax them, and let's see if God is with these churches.
I could not,
if they're paying their fair share.
I could not agree more.
Could they survive?
Honestly, the witnesses might be a good exception to that because they don't seem to be money grubbing. In the Latter-day Saints, and anyone offended by money grubbing. Sorry, that is
his name is
sweeping
Ben. At
the Two EXES podcast. Is it the or Two EXES podcast?
The Two EXES podcast.
The Two EXES podcast.
Welcome to our show, Ben.
Well, yay! I haven't checked the email. So, what were we talking about?
You were going to talk about something political that the witnesses have right.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that the witnesses or any church making under a certain amount of money should be taxed. But if you are bringing in money in the millions, billions, like I think a lot of the mainstream religions, including Mormonism, are doing, and not being very upfront about where those funds are going, how those are being utilized, then that's a huge misuse of funds, for one, and really dishonest to the people who are paying 10% of their gross earnings.
I know. And then instead of using it for charitable goods, or building new churches.
How many great
They're investing it in...
Exactly. How many opportunities are there to make real good in even local communities where your church members live that this money is not being directed toward?
You mean those freeloaders that we live by? Just kidding.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
But then I don't want to
10%.
Yeah. I don't want to give the witnesses too much of a pass because the organization itself, I'm sure, is very concerned with money and generating money. So
they have to.
I think it's a problem with churches because churches are run by people, and even those people in those churches would admit we're imperfect. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
Okay, I think that was great.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good tie into my answer. What's
Your
acceptable?
Question? Or is it your answer? Oh, you haven't answered yet. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Oh my God. I thought
Were you
were
going to
moving
jump
on
to the next question?
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I didn't realize I talked so much.
I did talk about Mormonism in there too.
Yeah, but no. Tell me more.
So what info was I on board with? And
Oh yeah, that's right.
what did I never believe?
Oh, I never said what I never believed either. Okay, but you go.
Oh.
We're just, yeah.
No, why don't you actually jump to what you never believed, and then I'll answer.
Well, no, I want to hear your what you believed first.
Okay.
Let's go back and forth.
Well, that's a short answer. I believed everything.
Okay, really?
It was easy to believe everything, but not to believe in everybody. And that's where I think the things that I never believed were the intent of certain people based on how they acted and treated me or my family.
Okay.
It was really easy to see for me, and maybe it's more of a superiority thing, like who was a good Mormon. So I didn't believe in all of my church-going members in the same way.
Being good Mormons.
Yeah.
But you believed in the church itself.
Exactly.
The one true church.
Mm-hmm. It felt right.
I know this in my heart is true.
I knew it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that it, though? You really believed everything. I just want to make sure.
It's kind of a short answer, but maybe there were things...
Did you believe that there were Nephites and...
Yes.
And what were the other ones?
Lamanites.
Lamanites. And the Lamanites were brown.
Yeah,
and cursed because they were brown.
These people all came from the same family, but the skin tone changed on the Lamanites because of their wickedness.
Because of their wickedness. Yeah.
There's some line about white and delightsome. And, the sad thing is...
How do you make that better now? How do you change that?
That's the sad thing, is that at the time, I don't think there was a part of me that cringed away from that kind of language because it was never discussed after that. So if that led me to having any kind of...
How could it not give everyone a superiority
complex?
Well,
it absolutely did, but I never thought about it beyond, this is scriptural, this is fact, therefore why should I question any kind of morality question beyond scripture? Mm-hmm. Which is a horrible way of being indoctrinized into racism.
Man, it's just a mouthful to say white and delightsome. What?
White and delightsome, which is totally white to say.
White and delightsome.
That's like the whitest thing you could say.
It's just such a weird phrase.
Yeah, it was strange, but even being on board with things that later on I had to kind of overcome and work backward to come to terms with who I want to be as hopefully a good person. Yeah. The things that I definitely got bored with a lot of the content. Like anytime we read the Doctrine and Covenants, I don't think there was anything interesting besides somewhere there's a rule about if you meet an angel, you have to shake their hand.
Oh yeah, I know that too.
Is that in the Bible?
No, because Mormons, when we would go door to door in our ministry work every week, like old school Mormons would always want to shake our hand.
To make sure you're not a demon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So we talked about it in our prep for ministry. Make sure you shake their hands. And of course, my rebellious spirit was always I am not going to shake their hand.
Well,
but I did.
Every Mormon boy especially knows that the handshake is important. There have been conversations about it. I do not have a strong handshake. I have weak wrists.
Yeah. I feel like that was something older people taught me how to do in the church. It's not like your dad teaches you how to shake hands. It's
some dads do.
Oh, well, maybe that's good. I don't know.
It's not.
I think so. Because then you have other older men making fun of you, and that's how you learn.
Fuck those older men then.
It's part of the patriarchy.
It's the patriarchy. Mm-hmm. That's something that our religions have in common.
Yeah, but I didn't even know what the patriarchy was.
When I talked to you about women in the witness church and how their position was a reflection of patriarchy, I remember that you could not see it.
I remember thinking, what's patriarchy?
Yeah.
Because I didn't even think of it as a thing, because my mom never wanted power. So I grew up in this world where she's like, no, thank God I'm not a man, because I don't want to do all that work at church. So, yeah. And it is a lot of work. Like my dad to this day, because he's one of the leaders in the church, he has to prepare for every meeting. He has to know who's like giving what parts. Mm-hmm. It's constant work. And then he's shepherding the flock on top of it. People are calling him constantly. I remember when we were young, my poor dad, I'm sorry, we're getting off topic.
No,
here.
Please talk about your dad, because he's such a hard worker, and he takes such good care of your family and your mom, especially on top of that.
Yeah, definitely takes care of my mother. So he was always an elder in our church, and elders are just the leaders of the church. You have to be appointed. It's like a level thing. So the first level is ministerial servant. They're like the underdogs, or the lower level servants.
Like the Aaronic priesthood?
Maybe, yeah. And then it's the elders, and they're the ones who actually shepherd the hall. And so my dad, my God, when we were young, I remember this couple, and they weren't good witnesses, but it was a Sunday night, and on Easter, or I don't remember what holiday, they used to always show the Ten Commandments.
The Ten Commandments. I remember
what
watching
holiday
that.
is that?
Easter.
And this couple got into a fight over it and had to call my dad because they didn't know if it was good for a witness to be watching this movie, because it was made like under the guise of false religion. Like it's not an official movie.
And there are witness productions about that same story that have been acted out.
So they called my dad and interrupted his life.
On Easter,
on whatever day.
Anything.
It didn't mean anything for that. Just the poor man never got a break. And then he was also a part of the liaison committee, which we'll go into that another day. But like he would be called to the hospital to help people at like 1 a.m.
Damn.
I know. He worked really hard. I hope he doesn't do that stuff anymore, but he still works hard, I know.
Yeah, he's a really good man and a hard worker, and a part of the reason why the patriarchy doesn't internally kind of spin into anything negative.
Thanks for bringing us back
You
there.
see how hard these men are working.
My dad worked so hard. And he did an equal part of chores at home, so I didn't know that there was men who expected anything more than to be a partner in somebody's life.
And he found out there are plenty.
Yeah. I mean, even your dad, though, and he's similar to mine. He's a very loving person. He believed in the patriarchy with your mom.
Absolutely.
You can see that in him.
There's a structure of authority, and he showed how to lead in a loving way, I'll say. But there's absolutely
but he wasn't
the
cooking
responsibility.
Dinner or doing laundry or...
No. And my mom is such a hard worker as well, and continues to be, especially the ways that she works so hard just to be a mother, and especially a grandmother, taking care of her grandkids. Like, I respect the absolute hell out of my mom, and she's a hard worker than I am by a long stretch.
Right.
But when
I don't think that's true.
Oh.
I think you're giving her too much credit.
All right. Well, Mom, I know you're a hard worker if you're listening to this.
Not harder than you, though, is what I'm saying.
All right. Well, we don't have to debate that.
Okay.
I try to be a hard worker.
He is a hard worker.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so in Mormonism, the role of the woman is to be kind of that sacred kind of support. Like, there's a reason that we don't talk about Heavenly Mother, is because that role is too protected in its very specific class, that even to bring it up is disrespectful and kind of slanders her name.
Interesting. Yeah.
So women have this fantastic role of being life creators. And as with, again, many conservative aligned religions, the expectation is to have kids. I'm the second of 7 siblings.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
Multiply
and be many? Is that what it is?
Replenish the earth is how I know
Something
it.
like that. Okay. Replenish the earth, huh?
Multiply and replenish the earth.
Yeah, so let's talk about the things that we never believed. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
No, you should go for it.
I mean, the one that comes to mind the most that I always struggled with was the flood, Noah and the flood. Mm-hmm. Because I just could not comprehend how just 5,000 years ago, there was a flood that consumed Earth, right?
Yeah, it covered everything.
Worldwide
right?
flood, and I don't know, like some people will probably say, no, it was their known world, so it was just this area, and it's like, okay, well, either way. So then it wasn't really a flood. It just...
Well, and you're sailing 40 days and 40 nights through it. Wouldn't you get to the end of whatever that area,
well, and then
if
to
you
have
can fit
every animal?
Every local animal or every animal?
I don't know. I don't get it. So then I remember looking up stuff like, okay, was there a time when, like, after... What, panacea? No, not panacea.
Pangea.
Pangea. What's panacea?
Do you eat it?
No, I think it is something in your body. Anyways, Pangea, like, was the ocean level ever low enough that there was more area to walk from continent to continent? Like, I'm telling you, I tried to figure out how this was possible. How did koalas get to Australia? And what are those really cute little, like, rat things in
Wallabies?
Argentina? No, in Argentina.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, that's the
cute
point
little Argentinian rats.
Yeah, I'll remember later. Anyway, so yeah, I struggled with that. I just didn't believe it. Ever.
Hey, it's a, scientifically accurate choice to be skeptical about. Interesting. I think, again, there wasn't a lot of doctrine that I didn't believe because we didn't go hard on these are the very specifics of what we know. It was never a conversation about you have to objectively approve of every Bible verse or even verses in the Book of Mormon. It was about reading it and feeling the Spirit. And if you didn't believe it, just kind of skip through that part and get to the good stuff.
Yeah, it was like that with Mormonism. I remember it. Because I remember thinking you could ask 1,000 Mormons the same question related to the Book of Mormon or doctrine or whatever, and you will probably get 1,000
totally different answers
because it doesn't really matter.
It's about the Spirit as you feel it. And there are, the high-hitting questions. If people ask about tithing, we know how to explain it away.
I don't know why that bothers you so much when you say we.
It feels strange because I don't talk about Mormon beliefs on a regular basis, so I'm jumping back into old habits.
But your dad did call it your heritage, so...
Well, it is in the family.
But then, I mean, let's be honest, it was my family too.
Yeah.
My grandma's mom's side, yes. We're both Mormon immigrants. Mormon pioneers, sorry. Not immigrants. Oh my God, why did I say that?
I mean, a lot of them were Mormon immigrants.
All right, so nothing that really...
Yeah, there were a lot of people that I didn't see good examples in, that I didn't trust their motivation or intention or...
Man, you've kind of really hit on that because you really did struggle with those people. You did not think that they were being good Mormons.
Mormons should not be mean. Mormons should not be crass. And Mormons should definitely not be judgmental or, cut people out within their community. So it was hard to see that in Utah because they hide it in a different way.
Yeah.
But it exists, and it existed in all of the Mormon groups that I was in.
Utah has such different rules, though. Like, even the whole modest is hottest thing. Like, when it's prom time of the year and you're in Provo or Utah County or what do they like to call it, Happy Valley, and you see what those girls are wearing and it's like, oh damn, Mormons have changed.
There's
a new kind of Mormon.
Since I left the Mormon church, Mormonism has changed.
Yeah, which just goes back to my thing. It's almost like a buffet religion now, in my opinion. Like, you just kind of get to pick what you are going to do.
Yeah. From the outside, you can see some of the ways that the witness religion has changed since you were disfellowshipped, but it's lightened its hand on the way that disfellowshipped people are treated, facial hair.
Not really. Okay, so let's just talk about that really quick.
Like these small things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so they allow beards now, which is a big thing, I guess, because I was shaving constantly when I was a witness, and I hated it.
Constantly.
So yeah, and they let women wear pants, which I think that's a lateral move.
To meeting. Women could wear pants outside.
I'm sorry, yeah. To formal meetings, our church time, what you just call it church, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we would go to meeting, which was our church, and yeah, the women had to wear dresses, the men had to wear a tie. If you had a part, you had to wear a suit. Like if you were on, or if you just had a responsibility at the church that night, you had to wear a suit.
Carrying the microphone, doing anything.
And now apparently they don't have to wear a suit. They don't have to wear a tie. But I do see them on the streets now, and I think they look sloppy. Like, it's not, I don't think it's a good look. But I don't want to be that old man who's like, in my day. But it did look better. It looked professional.
Yeah. Witnesses used to be a lot sharper.
Yeah. Not dressing, sharper dressing. I just wanted to clarify. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
What else did you say about that?
Oh, no. I was just talking about the people who I couldn't believe in.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you ask your question?
Okay.
You came up with. We've answered everything. Let's just make sure that I don't jump ahead.
Dear listener, hopefully our answers have been to your liking or just given you what you were looking to hear.
Yeah, and parental advisory. These are our opinions, and they have nothing to do with the religion or anyone else. It's just our opinion, and we don't matter, so don't listen to us. All right, let's get to your question.
All right. So, David, I want to know, what did you learn from the culture that's not, quote, Christian values?
What did I learn from the culture? Oh, okay. Do you mean like media or the culture within the church?
Culture. Yeah. Or what can you see now that doesn't align with Christian values?
Oh, definitely their treatment of gay people. And I'm not just saying that because I am one. Like it's another level, the masculinity and homophobia in the church. Because honestly, if they truly believed that it's okay that you're gay, which they say that, you just can't act on it, they should be okay with, they should have kids coming out when you're 15, right? Like, let's get you the help now. Like, don't hold this secret.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All of us support you.
But they won't do that because they don't want gay people in their church. So that is not a very loving value. That is and this is going to be very controversial that I say this to witnesses. That is a very Apostle Paul thinking, not a Jesus thinking. And so if you are a Christian who believes in Jesus as the ultimate teacher, why would you listen to something that the Apostle Paul said when Jesus, listen to all the advice, right? Just like they do with the Hebrew scriptures. It's a guideline, right? But it shouldn't be rules.
Yeah.
Unless Jesus said it, which he said 2 rules: to love your neighbor and love God.
Wow.
Right?
That's really all that he said?
Yeah. They asked him which was the most important rules in the law. And he said, there's only 2. And it has nothing to do with hating gay people. And it has nothing to do with men controlling women.
And it's 2 things about loving.
Wow. I feel like I really went off on a tangent there.
No.
And I didn't even understand the question.
To know that...
Did that answer the question?
100%.
Sorry.
Because, no, don't be sorry. Because Christian values are what the Bible professes that everyone acts on and believes. We love our neighbors. We're Christian. We believe in God. We follow his commandments. We're Christian. And you're breaking this specific commandment.
Right.
And therefore, you're not Christian. Therefore, you're the enemy.
Right. It's just so twisted.
Yeah. Any kind of theming.
Right.
That's in its own way a modern Christian value that you can't ever acknowledge.
If you really believe that God is a loving God and his son is a loving son, then why wouldn't you show the same kindness to everyone?
Exactly.
But it's a club and there's rules, and I get that. That's why I'm not bitter, because it's like, hey man, I signed up for the rules. I knew what I was getting into. Like, granted, even though I was raised in it, I still went along with it. Yeah.
That's a big thing for Mormons to always make sure that, at least on the outside, you are being loving, you are being kind. And so I feel like there's less of the gay bashing or any kind of bashing within the Mormon church of those other groups.
I think so.
But
I would say, from my experience, since I've come out, the vast majority of Mormon people that I meet are very kind, very loving, very accepting. They don't care.
Yeah. And a lot of it does, I believe a lot of it does go beneath surface level, but for a lot of people it's just a veneer. And
that love?
Yeah. Or the whatever kind of acceptance or kindness.
Oh, okay. I could see what you're saying. Yeah.
And they probably
it's a show.
And they've probably gaslighted themselves into believing it.
However it's going to work for you.
Exactly.
As long as you get to the right decision.
It's easy
even if it's fake.
Yeah, and it's easy to consider yourself a good person when you can respond in the right way.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, that Christian value is something that I also learned was, I know how to say the right thing to make sure that I'm coming across as empathetic, but really learning that and feeling that is a different kind of struggle.
Right. Living it.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's why things like the white and delightsome conversation, learning really systemic racism, homophobia, sexism, all a part of a culture that I felt like was justifying, how I am a good person, how I'm doing the right thing, how I'm going to get to the right place at the end because of the way that I'm acting.
Right. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I think we did a good job.
Yeah, okay.
All right, what's your question?
My question for the week, and just to clarify, so each week we'll have one topic and then we will ask 3 questions based on that topic. This week was different because we had our listener who wanted us to deep dive into some other stuff. So normally we'll have more questions from us. But having said that, what is acceptable in your church, that would be the Mormon church, for other members to help or parent? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like within, like you're at church, there's kids running around. Like, does another parent say, hey, stop running? That's what I mean by that.
Okay.
But then I have another layer to it. So if you'd like me to go first, maybe that would help. Or do you want to go first?
Well, when I think about helping to raise other children, I remember very distinctly that was something that I was taught to be mostly against because it is the family's responsibility. And a specific example that comes to mind was in choir. We were singing a song about it takes a whole village to raise our children. And I must have been practicing at home, or it came up in conversation because my older brother, my younger sister, all of my younger siblings after that, at some point were in choir. And a lot of us sang this song. And I remember really distinctly that my dad made sure to inform me that is not a part of our belief system, that family, because it's such a core unit within the religion, is you are responsible for raising your family and having that kind of responsibility, connection, and that cannot extend to other families.
Wow. Okay. So nobody's going to be telling a kid to stop running at church.
I'm sure it happened some places, but I did not witness that. There would not be any kind of punishment for a kid running up and down the aisle in any of the meetings I went to. And if it came from someone besides the parents, I would feel very uncomfortable. Wow, and that's how I was raised.
Oh, man. And maybe it was a different generation for me, but like we had so many old men in the church that were constantly stopping us from doing something. Running, talking loud, giggling. And this was not during church. This was like after, when people were mingling in the hall.
What?
Yeah, crazy, right? I just thought that was a norm for like every religion.
Well, there was one time that I got called out by another elder, but I had literally, I was a kid. I'd spit food into the water fountain, and it got clogged in the drain, and I got called out in public.
I'm glad he did that, because who knows what kind of person you would have become. Like, that's step one.
It's so disgusting. I'm glad.
Picking your nose at a light.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad to have been, able to address that early on. Otherwise, who knows what you'd be cleaning up right now.
Well, then the other layer of this question for me was like the super kind of ugly side of that. So my sister, the oldest sister in my family, she suffered so much from people who would see her like at the 7-Eleven with a boy, and they would run and tell the elders, and then my dad would get called in, and then my sister would, like,
your oldest sister
have to go through all this stuff. And it was just like a boy at school who she had walked to the store with. But that happened to her multiple times, when grown-ups in the church would see her somewhere and just assume the worst of her.
What a policing system when so every elder is watching out for the sanctity of everyone else.
My sister suffered so much because of that.
That's ridiculous.
It's ugly.
That's horrible.
I know. But it goes back to, and I've talked about this before, like everyone's watching out to make sure everyone's following the rules, which is such a loving system. If that doesn't say love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder.
Because they're not watching out because they're concerned about the person. They don't,
But you always get to claim concern.
The guy's concern.
That's why you had to make sure anytime we were dating before you were outed that if we went to a restaurant, if we went to a movie, if we walked through the park, if we walked outside, it was all a dangerous area. Right. Even the path right around where you lived. You saw other witnesses.
And it was so bad that it's almost like, I feel bad for my family even saying this, because they would just think I was the worst apostate. But anyways, it's so bad that they have to have parts on their meetings where they talk about how to handle that situation. Like, don't just assume things. Like, if you see a man with another woman at a restaurant, go up and talk to them and find out what's going on, because it could be his sister that you've never met from another state, and they needed to meet to talk about their family or something. So, like, don't just assume and then go tell on people. Are you shocked by that? Or
I mean, to have that specifically addressed as this is the proper workflow.
But no, because it was like fresh meat when people saw people doing stuff that they thought was wrong. Ugh.
Well, no one came up to us and asked what we were doing, and I don't think they saw us holding hands or making out.
No, not that time. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Anything like that?
Yeah.
For you?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you saw someone
that
out
negative
in public,
parenting is what I mean.
Gotcha. No, I feel like there wasn't a lot of discussion about that because you couldn't expect to run into people, especially back east. We all lived so far apart, and in Utah, you expect everyone to be a Mormon.
It's true.
So it's interesting to go from those different dynamics of Mormon saturation within the population. So I don't know. That feels very different to me, but it's alarming to hear because
is it?
It feels so invasive and cruel.
That's why I hesitate even talking about it, because I don't say it to criticize, because it doesn't matter. Like, everyone can do what they want, right? It's their choice, just like they would say it was my choice. I don't like to say it because I don't want them to think that I'm an apostate. And not that it matters, but like, just anyone who would say something negative like that immediately gets tagged with that label.
So apostate is specifically someone who is not just outside of, but actively fighting the religion.
Actively working against the religion.
Okay. I mean, this whole podcast could definitely be argued.
Apostasy.
This whole episode especially could definitely be argued apostasy.
Apostasy in witness terms is the worst thing you can do, and you can't come back from it. So that's why it's like, oh man, you are actively working against this organization. Like, you will, like, there's no chance for you now. Like, if you would have just been gay and then asked for forgiveness, you could have come back. But apostasy means they don't know if you can come back.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
That's interesting, because Mormons have something similar where the only way that you can ever be cast after death into outer darkness, which is you don't make any of the 3 tiers of the heavenly kingdom, is if you have a true knowledge of God, and then you disavow them.
And this is similar.
Yeah.
So,
But a true knowledge, like, I would never be given that kind of station in life. Like, I will still go to the terrestrial kingdom.
Why?
Minimum.
Because you did have a true knowledge.
Only prophets and people who have actually seen these things have a true knowledge.
Level. You didn't promote high enough.
Exactly. So at least Mormons aren't going to say, you're completely ruled out of happiness for anything.
Yeah.
Like, what'll happen to apostate spirits after the world ends?
They don't believe in spirits. Like, when the world ends, when the new system, the Great Tribulation has fought, the Armageddon's fought, it's now the new system of things. Everyone who didn't make it is just dead forever. There's no spirit. You're just dead.
There's nothing.
And then the people that did make it, you have 1,000 years in the millennium where you're gaining perfection slowly. And it's the final test, because then at the end of the 1,000 years, is this a Mormon thing too?
No, but this part is new to me.
At the end of the 1,000-year reign of Christ, when he turns back control to God.
Is he here the whole time? 1,000 years on Earth?
Well, I don't think he's physically.
I think Mormons believe he's here for 1,000 years.
Oh,
or
like
maybe
physically?
It's 100 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a certain amount of time after the second coming that he'll stay here and help.
Do what? Clean up?
I don't know what they're doing.
Clean up the mess he made? He should.
Probably.
Look what you did, Jesus. Who's going to clean that up? Anyways, so what was I saying? I can't remember.
The 1,000 years of training.
Oh, yeah. After the 1,000 years, they've gained perfection now. They'll release Satan from his abyss one final time to tempt everyone on Earth.
He's been in an abyss for these 1,000 years.
Yeah,
then.
he's just...
So there's no temptation. How could you not do it?
Yeah, but after he's released, we'll see who's going to survive the next cutoff. It's like stages.
And then those who survive have an earthly or heavenly hope?
So it's like the original people that made it into the new system, it's like on American Idol when you got your ticket to LA.
Oh, that's the new system.
Yeah, but there's no guarantee you're going to make it to the finals.
Is it a golden ticket?
No, I don't think so. Just a plane ticket, I think.
Oh, a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that was probably way darker and way more negative than we normally would end on.
Maybe, but I will say that this is our authentic experience, and we don't intend anything as a judgment of people who are still a part of these religions. But having to come to terms with the elements of a belief system after we are out of it, and it can't impact our lives, we don't have to take responsibility for whatever we used to think.
Right.
We can be honest.
And if I was able to ask these questions or share these concerns within the religion itself, maybe it would have been different, right?
Maybe.
But they don't want these questions to be asked.
There are a lot of questions that even if you're encouraged to ask, that a good Mormon knows you don't ask that question because you're intentionally digging into something that is apostate.
Right. So, so next week we'll be back with another set of questions. We haven't picked a topic yet, right?
Not yet.
But we will let you know what the topic is in the opening of the show every time. We're so glad that you're here with us. This went on way longer than we wanted, but we had a lot to say today.
Yeah, and we really appreciate getting listener questions. It's a good chance for us to break free of whatever topics we might naturally gravitate towards. So hopefully some of this was new information or a new way to look at some of the ways that you think of religion.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear from you. So if you have a topic that you'd like us to go over, email us at the 2 exes podcast.
The 2 exes podcast.
At gmail.com.
Yes, please let us know. Thank you so much if you've stuck with us through this episode. You're one of the good ones. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you.
You throw me into the deep end with no other reason to see if I can swim. And you smell the blood like a shark, and I watch while you easing. And I can't stop myself.